Okay, Sarah, we are at Beit She'an.
Okay.
And Beit She'an has been here for many centuries. This is a model, 1 to 400 model, of what it appeared like during the Byzantine period. And we named Byzantine, that's for Byzantium, which is Istanbul today. You know, it was Constantinople. They're in Turkey by the Golden Horn. And so during the Byzantine period, of course, lots of Christians came here. It became a Christian nation. You had lots of money coming to other parts of the world helping build. Justinian being the great example of that, who ruled that empire. That's basically the Roman Empire moved to the east. And so here was a large city, lots of people living here. It's a hot place because we're low. We're down in that rift that goes from the northern part of Israel down to the south part. And of course, it's why we get down into the lowest place on earth. We're near that now, not that far, just north of it a ways. But I want you to notice we have a walled city because for protection, cities always wanted to have walls for their protection. And in fact, back in the 2nd century BC, this city was under siege for a full year.
Oh my goodness.
Not as it's displayed right here necessarily, but the city that was here at that time. This is during the Maccabean period. And during the Maccabean period, the Hyrcanus, let me say it right, Hyrcanus laid siege to it and finally conquered the city. And then he decided he wants it completely destroyed.
Oh my gosh.
And so he dug places where, see, there's a river over here. He diverted water so that it would wash across the city and completely destroy it, just basically cause it to disappear.
Was he going to rebuild or to start over?
His plan was not to rebuild. His plan was to get rid of the Greeks. It was, you know, the Seleucids, who, one of Alexander the Great's general, Seleucid, his descendants. And so it was basically think of it as a Greek city, and he was determined to get rid of it. And so he did, and so everything we see here now, as you look out across here, that is what came later.
Okay.
Now, of course, what's significant is that this is also one of the cities that could not be taken when the Israelites first came to Canaan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Joshua, of course, was our leader, and he was supposed to conquer the cities, drive out the Canaanites, but there were a few cities where the Canaanites were determined they would not leave, and they did not conquer the cities. Megiddo was one. Beit She'an was one. Dor was one. There were a few different cities, but when Israel became strong, they made these people their water carriers and wood carriers and so forth. They became servants to the Israelites. Okay. Now notice that you have both places where you'll have entertainment, you have theaters, you have bathhouses. We'll go look at the bathhouse here shortly. We'll go look at the theater shortly. And of course, then you see that hill, that's the Tell. And a Tell, again, is where one civilization after the other comes on top of the other. Very often they're destroyed. You may have an ash layer. Another civilization comes, because this is a place where people would want to live. We have fertile land in the area. We have a river passing right by. That river flows into the Jordan, but that means they have a water source and they have agricultural lands around.
When I was here,
and so it's not surprising that this should be a city that grows one after the other. You can see the bridge. It's still there. I don't think we'll walk down to it today. It takes a while, but I've been down to it more than once. That crosses the river, and much of that is still in place. And the wall still is in place in various locations. So.
Cool.
Okay.
I just want to know if